Hello, I'm CJ Werleman. Please don't forget to subscribe to our show. Now let's get into it. You can't talk about Israel's genocide in Gaza without talking about India, where nearly 1 billion Hindu nationalists have become radicalized Zionists during the Modi years. As thousands volunteered to kill Palestinians, and with Israel heaping praise on the Indian government for its support. The new Hindu for Zionist alliance is built on many commonalities. Israel is committing genocide in Palestine as India pushes Muslims to the brink of genocide in Assam and Kashmir. And both Israel and India occupy and colonize territory belonging to an indigenous Muslim population. Both adopt Islamophobia as a political weapon, both commit human rights abuses that go largely ignored by their respective Western allies, and both accuse Muslims of being a demographic threat, and one that must be forcibly expelled. For instance, the Citizenship Amendment Act, which was passed by the Indian Parliament in 2019, excludes citizenship for refugees from Muslim countries. Unsurprisingly, it was modelled on Israeli citizenship laws, specifically those that refuse 7 million Palestinian refugees their lawful right to return to their homeland from neighbouring countries in the Middle East, with India stating its aim to forcibly expel 200 million Muslim citizens to neighbouring countries such as Pakistan and Bangladesh. And then there's the weaponry, bombs and ammunition, with Israeli arms tested on Palestinians and then sold to India to be used against Muslims in Kashmir. We are talking about $2 billion worth of weapons each year, making Israel the second largest supplier of arms to the Hindu nationalist state. But behind all this military prowess sits a deep-rooted insecurity, an insecurity that's fed by the rapid growth of Islam around the world and within their respective countries. You see, a growing Muslim population in Israel and Palestine threatens Zionist aims to maintain Israel as a Jewish state, whereas a growing Muslim population in India threatens Hindu nationalist aims to transform India into a Hindu nation, which is why both countries refer to Islam as a demographic ticking time bomb. Last week we spoke about the rise in conversions from Judaism to Islam in Israel, but let's take a moment to speak about the growing Muslim population in India, which is already home to the world's largest Muslim population. And we start with the fact that the number of Muslims in India has grown nearly 5 percentage points to 15% of the total population during the past 50 years, while at the same time Hindus declined by 4 percentage points to 79% of the total population. As for Israel, the Muslim population has more than doubled in the past 20 years. This has Zionists and Hindu nationalists setting their collective hair on fire and figuring out how to pass new laws to suppress the growth of Islam in their respective countries. Which brings us to a Muslim revert in India named Muhammad Umar Gautam. He converted to Islam in 1984 after a fellow student at his university introduced him to the Quran. He said it was Islam's call to take care of the downtrodden that convinced him to become a Muslim. 24 years later, in 2008, Umar set up the Islamic Dawah Center, a charitable institution to distribute food and blankets to the homeless, a service he provided for a dozen years until Muslims became the subject of discrimination and violence under the rule of Narendra Modi's party, the BJP. 2 years ago, Umar was arrested and jailed in the BJP-ruled state of Uttar Pradesh by anti-terrorism police under a draconian anti-conversion law after being accused of forcibly converting more than 1,000 Hindus to Islam against their will.
The anti-terror squad of the Uttar Pradesh police has arrested 2 clerics and claimed an international conversion racket has been busted. Police insist foreign funds, including from Pakistan's ISI, was being funneled into the country to convert speech and hearing impaired children and vulnerable women to Islam.
Pakistan. No anti-Islam conspiracy is complete in India without alleged ties to Pakistan. It's the ultimate Hindufa boogeyman. But it was under this bogus pretext that Hindufa authorities arrested his son 2 months later on the same trumped-up charges.
Cutting across to more breaking news coming in, Uttar Pradesh ATS has arrested accused Umar Gautam's son in the illegal conversion case. Abdullah was the one behind funding conversion and was in direct contact with Jahangir Alam and Kausar. So all in all, 12 arrests have been made until now in the conversion case, and the latest arrest is that of Umar Gautam's son.
Now here's the thing. A High Court was presented with the evidence and saw that the authorities had provided nothing to support their claims, and in turn granted him bail several months ago. But he still remains in prison today, awaiting verdict on the other bogus allegations. And we know these are bogus because everything about this case has proven to be a lie, as those who were alleged to have been forcibly converted by Umar have now come forward to say they became Muslims on their own free will and because of Islam's irresistible appeal, including this former Hindu named Jaswani.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। मेरा नाम यूसुफ खान है। इससे पहले मेरा नाम वैभव जसवानी था and I have converted my religion with effect from 2nd of January 2021 as per the Gazette of India. I wanted to clarify that कि मैंने अपना religion खुद की understanding, खुद की belief, खुद की consent पर change किया है and no one has pressurized me as well as किसी ने मुझे threat नहीं दिया to accept the religion of Islam. And also I was not lured by any third party to accept the religion of Islam.
Despite these eyewitness testimonials, Umar remains in prison, prompting this heart-wrenching appeal from his daughter.
On 26 June, Umar Gautam's daughter Fatima released a statement to the media saying, "My father, Mr. Muhammad Umar Gautam, has been arbitrarily arrested by the Uttar Pradesh ATS on false charges. He's a proud convert himself who lives the life of a law-abiding citizen of India. He has also not received any illegal foreign funding as alleged by certain sections of the media. Such allegations are completely baseless."
He remains in jail because the Hindu nationalist regime wants to make an example of what will happen to Islamic leaders who welcome and encourage Hindus to embrace Islam. The government has even passed the controversial love jihad law to ban Hindu women from marrying Muslim men. The victimization of Umar and other Muslim leaders in India became a major news story in Israel and a source of great inspiration for the country's ultra-Zionist government, which passed its own racist marriage law in 2022 that bans Palestinian men and women from living in Israel if they marry a Jewish Israeli citizen. An Israeli judge who voted to uphold the law admitted it was racist, but said, quote, "Human rights are not a prescription for national suicide," end quote. As you can imagine, this is causing great distress and heartache among separated Palestinian families.
19-year-old Arij Naamneh has grown up without her father Khaled by her side. He's a Palestinian from the West Bank, so even though he's married to an Arab Israeli, he can't stay here because he can't get a permit.
I want him next to me. I want him next to my brother. Please, don't do this to us. This is so racist. You can't take my dad away from me.
Put simply, Israel and India are doing whatever they can to suppress the rising popularity of Islam. But in trying to counter Islamic conversions in their own countries, both Israel and India remind me of the fabled Dutch boy who tries to stop his village from flooding by plugging a busted dike with his finger. It's too little too late. Justice and truth always conquers oppression and lies, eventually. Anyway, that's my time for today. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we kindly ask you please support our effort to expose and confront injustices in the Muslim world by becoming a member of this show at patreon.com/CJ We can't produce, sustain and grow this show without your help, and we offer exclusive benefits to those who do. But for now, good morning, good night, wherever you are, and stay blessed.